Hey y'all, welcome back. So, as you can see by the title of the video, we are going to get into your next romantic partner. So, yes, y'all, you heard that right. We're going to get all about your next romantic partner. You know how they are as a person, like, the personality, how they're also going to perceive you, as, like, who you are as a person, how they might look at you, and then as well as, like, how they're going to feel about you as a partner. And we're going to see how they're going to show up as a partner and how your overall relationship is going to be with him. So, honestly, y'all, I am a little annoyed because I had to redo this video. Initially, there was 4 piles, and as I was editing, it's just a lot going on. Just know that I lost the footage. I'm really annoyed, but it's okay. I guess the video was just not meant to go out, but instead of 4, I am gonna do 3 this time. Doing 4 was a lot of energy that got drained, so I'm gonna just stay doing 3 piles. And yeah, you have 3 piles to pick from, obviously. And the first pile is going to be this deck here. And you have either you can choose between if you feel drawn to the sticker or if you feel drawn to this pink bracelet. Really cute. Like a pink bangle. I mean, I feel like the lighting kind of sucks. Let me like readjust it. I was trying to make it more centered on the cards, but I think you can still see. Yeah. And then this is pile two's bracelet, blue turquoise, also very pretty. And then this is the sticker. Maybe you're even drawn to the pile here instead, like the tarot deck we're using. They're all unique. And then here is pile 3 sticker. And this red bracelet. So you guys can pause the video and take some time to figure out what, maybe what your intuition's feeling pulled towards. And without further ado, we'll then get into your reading, starting with pile 1. I'll put the timestamps in the description, or also it's going to be in the comment section. So yeah. Hi there, pile 1. So you chose this pink bracelet or, the sticker. So we are I'm going to be using this deck to see your person's, like their personality, and then this deck to see how they will perceive you, as a person. So I'm going to just shuffle and then check the bottom of the deck, and that's going to be the card I'm using for their personality. So pile 1 to make the partner. What is their personality? Here, the personality. Describe their personality. We have beginnings here. Okay. Interesting here. Very interesting. And then let me put this also out the way because we're going to be using the tarot after we interpret your personality. So how will they perceive pile 1's personality spirit? How will they perceive how their romantic partner perceives them as a person? How will they be perceiving my pile 1? We have sacred feminine, creation, receptive, nurture. What's interesting here is you have beginnings and it's a baby, and this is like it could be about also like like it says recreation, receptive, nurture. This could be a mother energy. So it's kind of interesting how these 2 cards, they go well together. So just know you and your person, you guys are definitely a match. Okay, like this tells me your personalities are definitely a match, which is good, and what's interesting as well is you did have integration. Sorry, you had integration under their beginning here, right? And y'all definitely are a match. And look, there's 2 people here. Integration, and then you also for under you, you did have structure, build a strong foundation. So you guys are definitely a match here. Okay, so let me actually move these out the way now so I can use it for pile 2. Interesting. So we're gonna start with the personality here. Okay. Let me readjust the lighting as well because I feel like I want it to look a little better than that. I think that's okay. Sorry, y'all, I should have done this earlier, but I mean, yeah. Okay, I think it's fine, right? Maybe? Okay, so with the beginnings here, I feel like your person, I do get like a very like free spirited energy from them. I feel like there's someone who is very like down to earth. And I also feel like there's someone who's like spontaneous, adventurous. I feel like they're also someone who's like, they're really um they're like you're it's like comfortable to be around them. Like they're definitely someone who also like they're very I feel like they're also very like inspirational and motivating as well. Like they have that kind of like, spirit to them where they always want what's best for people. I feel like they, encourage people to their fullest potential. Like they're always looking out for others to initiate something or, looking out for others to tap into their fullest potential. I feel like this person is always like down for something. Like they're like a go getter. They're also someone who's very like I mentioned, they're very adventurous, and I feel like there's someone who's like very courageous as well. They're brave. Like, they're the type to probably go like bungee jumping or like like this is the kind of person where I feel like they're like not afraid to try something new. Like they're very open minded as well. I feel like they're open minded. They're Yeah, they're not afraid to try something new or learn something new here. Like this person, um, I feel like they're also like they have like a unique personality. Like they're like of course everyone has their own unique personalities, right? In a way. But this person I really feel like they're like very unconventional. And I feel like they're also very sweet. Like they have like a very sweet side to them. And I also feel like they have like a soft side to them too. They're very like they don't show that to everybody, but they're very sweet. They're very soft and tender. And I don't think they show that side to everybody. Like I feel like with you, they definitely will because you are very like nurturing. You're very feminine and you're very soft. Like you're very comfortable to be around as well. So with you here, they definitely view you as like someone who's very like feminine. Like you're very in tune with your femininity. You're very you give up a very like loving personality. You're very I feel like your person they're bubbly. And I feel like you also have that side to you, but I feel like you're definitely like more like rooted in like you're just very calm and you're very like going with the flow, easygoing, very receptive as it says here, very receptive. You're also like you're also open-minded as well. I feel like you're also like they view you as somebody who's very like you're such a relaxing like you have such like a relaxing presence. You're also very beautiful, like you're very beautiful. You're very like I said, really very much like in tune with your feminine energy. Like you're very soft spoken as well. They view you as someone who's very soft spoken. You take very care of yourself. Like, you're loving towards others. You treat people with kindness and respect. Um, you're a very sweet person and you're also very mature. They view you as very mature. They view you as someone who's very like you're like you give like wifey material as well. Like this does give me like Empress energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Empress does come out, but who knows? We'll see. Um but yeah, like they very much like they also view you as like you'll be a very great mother, or maybe you already are a mother as well for some of you, but they view you as a very great mother. You might even have a bit child with this person. But this like they definitely really do view you as very, like I said, feminine, wife material, very much motherly vibes. Like you're very beautiful and very giving. Um, and now we're gonna get into let's get the tea. Let's get the next tea. I'm gonna put this like this. The lighting, like I said, I gotta kind of readjust it because I feel like it's kind of okay. So yeah, let's get the tea. We're gonna get into like let's start off with how they're gonna show up. No, actually, let's get more about their personality. Actually, let's do that. Let's give like two cards, Spirit, about their personality and as well as with you here and how they're gonna perceive you as a person. So more about their next romantic partner, like more about their personality here. The world, interesting, very interesting. The world. One more card, spirit. Their next romantic partner. More about the personality. Anything else with the world? What's interesting is the world about is not completion. We have Eight of Pentacles. The world's about completion, success, achievement, feeling whole, but it gets wholesome. This person is very wholesome. Okay, they're very wholesome. And okay, so we also have Page of Cups at the bottom, which makes a lot of sense because I do feel like this person has a sweet, soft, they have a tender side to them. Like this Page of Cups is like exactly that. Like there's somebody who's very sweet, very loving. They're very, they also youthful, but they're also like, they have a sweet, soft, tender side to them. You know what I mean? And it makes sense like they're coming out as like a new beginning with a baby on here too. This person, I feel like they might be a little younger than you, or they have like a youthful personality here. I don't like how the light is doing that, but that's, it is what it is. I showed you the card. We also had the world coming out, right, as describing their personality with the Eight of Pentacles here. This person, like, yeah, like they're always like, this person, like they're always willing to learn, like they're always willing to grow, learn. They're also someone who's very hardworking. They're very hardworking. They're also someone I feel like they pay attention to detail. They're also like a dreamer. I feel like they're very much a dreamer. They're also like they have like an intuitive side to them, especially with this Page of Cups here. The person is very sweet and they're very wholesome. Like this person, they're always striving for like achievement, success. Like this person's always wanting to like, push themselves to complete something. This person's very determined, very ambitious, very hardworking, and they're very creative. And like I said, like it's interesting here too because I think this is I'm trying to get it with my nails. You know what? Let's just do this. It's interesting how right here it looks like this earth. It's a world. It's a world here. So it's very interesting that it came out here as well. Like this person, I feel like they're down to earth, because the earth is also down. So they're and is below here. This person is down to earth. Like I'm telling you, this person, I feel like they're they're very open. They're very whole. They're very there's somebody who I feel like they've also achieved a amount of success here. Whether that's their career, their whole, I feel like their life, they reached a level of achievement and success. Like they definitely accomplished a lot and majority of their goals here, and then they're always planning more. Like it remind me of this fortune cookie that I had opened earlier. I think I placed it by my window, and I'm gonna read it because it remind me. That's the saying that I just thought of with your person. Okay, I found it. So we have. Okay, I'm trying to scoop my chair up. Your goals will have you achieve them. Your goals will have you achieve them. That remind me of this. Like their goals will have them achieve them. Like this person, like when they put their mind to something, they put their mind to it. And the Eight of Pentacles is about being focused, about, there's someone who they have a goal, they're gonna definitely focus and put a lot of work in it and be very consistent and committed to achieving it. And they're always on a go. They're always wanting to do something. They're always wanting to like upload another memory to their life, that they can look back on and be proud of. This person's very creative and they're always I feel like this person, they love creating good memories. Like they love recording and taking pictures and, you know, maybe even making a collage or like, like a memory book, but they like having memories and videos and photos of people that they love. And they like recording moments, and they're also okay with some moments not being recorded. So don't think that they're always going to want to record. No, but they're going to love you. This person is very loving, and like I said, they're very wholesome. They're wholesome. So now with you here, so more about how they'll perceive you um as a person. How they perceive the Hermit. Okay, okay. Hermit energy here. One more card. The Three of Pentacles. Interesting. The Hermit and the Three of Pentacles. That's so interesting. The bottom is King of Wands. Okay. Yeah, like I feel like, okay. With this Hermit here, like this person, like you're you're always okay, like you you're always taking care of yourself, right? You're always like you prioritize solitude and your alone time. Like you're really content um in solitude. You know, you're solitary. I feel like you choose that, you know, to choose to be alone and by yourself because that's where you're most comfortable at. But they're also laying down the bed and the bed is very comfortable. So I feel like you're definitely someone who's very comfortable, like comforting to be around. You have a comforting presence to you. You feel like home, you know, you feel like and it's just like you're also somebody who's like I said, you really do prioritize your alone time and like taking care of yourself. You know, you do like your space. You do like just connecting with yourself. You're very nurturing to yourself and you're nurturing and caring for others because the Three of Pentacles, like it's kind of opposite the Hermit. The Hermit is like, you know, like isolation, withdrawal from others and staying to yourself. And the Three of Pentacles is about collaborating with others, working with others, teamwork, you know, somebody who's like, you know, they know how to build like a stable foundation, you know, with others. Like, you know, there's someone who's very serious and committed and stable. And like I said, they definitely like, you know, they value teamwork and they definitely show up and they can work well with others. So it makes it like it's like so I really do feel like, you know, like that's why you're coming out as creation, receptive, nurture. You know, you're coming out as this energy, the sacred feminine, because they perceive you as like someone who's definitely like there for others, but you're also there for yourself. Like, and that's why you can only be this sacred feminine if you are also, you know, nurturing to yourself. If you're not nurturing to yourself, then you can't properly be nurturing to others. You know, like you know how to be there and care for others and work with others and get along with people, but you also like you know when it's time for alone time is time for you to be nurtured and recognized and acknowledged. Like you know, like you have a perfect balance with taking care of yourself and being there for yourself um and then being there for others. And I feel like you also have a lot of wisdom too that you share with others. I feel like you're very wise, you're very deep. And I can't notice, I also am noticing this W on this computer. And this woman, she also has a computer here and there's Three of Pentacles. She's also on a computer and people are surrounding her here. And this W makes me think of wisdom. Like you share the wisdom with others. Like, you know, you're always there for others, you know, because you're there for yourself first. Like you have so much wisdom, so much deepness, so much you're such a deep person and your person recognizes that and you do it to guide others and lead people. People come to you for advice, people come to you for wisdom, and you're okay to share that and you're there for others when they need you. The King of Wands, it makes sense because the King of Wands, he's very charismatic. He's a leader. You know, people come to him. People gravitate towards him. People trust his leadership. You know, people trust his guidance here. And like I said, he's very charismatic. He's very uplifting, motivating. You know, he wants the best for others. He inspires others. Um, and it makes sense. He's very visionary as well. But yeah, and then let's get more about how you're both gonna show up um as a partner for each other, how you're both gonna show up in this relationship, and then how the overall relationship is, you know, what's the energy around your relationship, how your dynamic is gonna be with each other. So let's put these over here. Okay. So how will Pile One's next romantic partner show up as a partner? The Pile One. How will they show up as a partner? One card. What is this? Okay, me two cards. King of Pentacles and King of Swords. Oh my god, it's crazy because I was literally envisioning the King of Pentacles, but you know, I was like, let's see. I love this. King of Pentacles and King of Swords of how they're going to show up as a partner. Very great cards. Very great cards for how someone's going to show up as a partner. Very great. And how will my pile one show up as a partner for their romantic partner? How will they show up as a partner? Oh, they show up as a partner. Oh, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. That makes so much sense. Wow. One more card, please. We'll do another card because why not? They got two. We get you two. Interesting. You're both coming out, and then you're coming out as a Queen of Wands. Interesting. You're both coming out as so he's coming out as he or she. They're coming out as two different kings, and you're coming out as two different queens. That is very interesting. And it's interesting how you're both coming out as king and queen of swords, but you guys are both coming out as another king or queen, but they're different. You know, this king of pentacles, queen of wands are different. Okay, interesting here. And then how will their overall relationship yeah, how will their overall relationship go? How would it be? How would their connection be? We have the high priestess. Ooh, and give me one more card. The high priestess is also number two. There's too many cards. Number two, and number twos can represent, you know, partnership, duality, connections, balance. One more card, please. For their overall relationship, we have Eight of Wands. Interesting. Okay. So, and let's get the bottom. We have Temperance. Interesting. That makes a lot of sense because temperance is also about balance. And peace and tranquility, healing energy, but balance, emotional balance. I like this. This connection is good. I can't wait to get into, so let's get into your them as a partner. King of Pentacles is my favorite kind of king as a partner because the King of Pentacles, he's a provider, you know? So this person, he's a provider. He's probably more of a traditional partner, but yeah, provider energy, you know, this person, they're also very like committed, they're loyal, they, you know, they want to build a relationship, they want to build a foundation with you. It makes sense with that being one of the cards at the bottom. We did have, you know, integration. Remember, I'm going to point that out. We had integration, and then I just realized some of the cards. It's interesting how integration and I picked up some of the cards together. Right, so it was structure. The structure was the only one that I picked. Oh my god, it's interesting because I was trying to just pick up this card, and I was going to show the next card, which was under your card, and was structure. And it came up, and you see how that's integrating with the pile. Build a strong foundation. In the King of Pentacles, you can definitely build a strong foundation with this King of Pentacles because King of Pentacles wants to build a strong foundation. He wants a family. You know, he's a partner he's a partner that's very, you can rely on the King of Pentacles as a partner. You know, he's reliable. He's a very serious partner. My apologies. Someone had walked in, but yes, with this King of Pentacles, they're definitely someone like who you can build like a partnership with, like a solid foundation with this person. You know, he's husband material, and it's interesting how I was pointing out that he sees you as wife material, and look at this King of Pentacles. Like the King of Pentacles, like yeah, he values structure. He's a family man, you know, he's a family guy. He's a kind of man that's like I said, like he like if you want your tire fixed, if you call him up, babe, my tire pop, come fix it, he'll fix it for you, he'll cook for you. You know, he's the type to trick on you and spoil you. He want to make sure, you know, you're fed, you're okay, you know, everything is good with you, you know. He's a really great partner. Okay, he really is really great here. Like I said, he the type that's like provider energy, probably wants to pay all the bills, or you know, most of the bills. Like when he always wants to be the one that pays the bill when he takes you out. You know, like this is like he's like I said, more of the traditional partner, but he's very stable, very loyal, very committed. Like I said, he's the type you can build a life with. This King of Swords, he's also not even that, but he's also like a really good communicator. He's very straightforward. He's fine with having honest conversations, you know, hard, tough conversations with you. You know, he's a problem solver as well. He's someone that's I think you and this person, so you're both coming out as king and queen of swords, that you guys have a really good mental connection. You know, like you guys mentally stimulate each other. I just know your conversations with each other are very good and very, very compatible mentally. This person is also very intelligent, very smart, very wise. He's the King of Swords. He's the type of person that, like I said, he values communication. He values honesty and trust and truth and truthfulness, um, and fairness. You know what I mean? The King of Swords, King of Pentacles. This card combination is very good because as a partner, this person they like I said, they're very much very in tune with you and building a life with you. And this person, they're also very like observant. I was picking up that this person, they pay attention to detail, and they do. King of Swords, he's very observant, you know, very discerning. He pays attention to detail. He's also very logical, and he's very good at making decisions. Okay, especially the King of Pentacles too. But this is good. I really like how your person's showing up here. I love it. They're very intentional. Person's very smart. With this Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, as a partner with the Queen of Swords, you're definitely, like I said, you're coming out as their counterpart with the King of Swords. So you're also very good at communication. You're very straightforward. You're very, you know, you value honesty and directness. You're also very assertive. I also feel like, you know, you're also the type to cook for them, and because she's in the kitchen here, so I can't help but notice that. So you're also, you know, you're very you like to make sure that their stomach is, you know, fed. You know, you like to ask them, do you want something to eat? What do you want? What do you want to eat? You know, I'll whip it up in the kitchen for you. You're also very smart, quick-witted, very wise. As a partner, you are very honest and direct and truthful and assertive with your partner. You're very much you know, you don't play. You know what I mean? You don't play. You're very sharp, and as a partner, it gives that, like I said, you're very good at communication, and you're very clear about what it is that you want. As a partner, it's like it also give energy where like you're also very observant, you're very discerning, and you know, you're not afraid to have honest, tough conversations with your partner as well. Um, I also feel like with this Queen of Wands here, you're also very like, I think as a partner, I ain't gonna lie, you're definitely good in the bedroom. Definitely good in the bedroom now. Okay, you're very fun to be around as a partner. You're very fun. Maybe you also have like a sense of humor. You're very goofy. You know, you're very confident. You're as a partner. You're very fun. You know, you're very you definitely add a lot of fun to the relationship here. You're also very like as a partner. I also feel like you're like, it makes sense with this Hermit card here too, because like the Queen of Wands, she's very independent, you know, she's very confident and independent, and she, as a partner, like she's definitely going to be active in her partner's life, but she's also like, you know, she does value her own life and her own independence and her own space and her own, you know, her freedom. So as a partner, you're definitely like great at balancing that here. You're very intentional and you show up, but you also, as a partner, I could definitely feel like you're definitely, like I said, I think you're always wanting to, like, you know, like get a laugh at your partner, always wanting to make them smile. You're very flirtatious, you know, like a strong chemistry there, like very flirtatious, very sexy. Um, and like I really feel like you're just fun. Like you like to go out and do adventurous things with your partner. I also feel like you also like, you compliment them, you like making your partner feel good, you're very attentive, and um I also feel like you're the kind of partner too that you probably like to send them pictures, because I can't help but notice this too. You like to send them pictures of like you know what you're doing, like to keep your partner updated about what you got going on. Maybe not all the time, but not every day maybe, but you know every now and then you like to like send your partner pictures, like sexy pictures too, you know. But yeah, it's like you're very playful as well as a partner. I think you're very playful, and yeah, like I like this. I really do like this energy. Both of you are, it looks really great. It looks nice. Um, You like, I think you bring out your partner's youthful side for sure, like their inner child for sure. With this Queen of Wands energy here, you're just fun person to be around, and you're a very funny person. And I think as a partner, like, you're very charming, and you're very like I said, very fun. I keep saying it, but yeah. Um it makes sense because I do feel like it does complement, you guys do complement each other. With this high priestess here and the 8 of Wands, that's like, how this relationship is gonna be. I feel like you guys are gonna, like, the high priestess, like, I really do feel like you guys might have like a psychic connection with each other. Like, there's things that the other person says that you were just thinking, and then vice versa. I also feel like you guys can be very much in tune with each other. Like, words, sometimes you don't have to say words. You guys are just understanding each other. It makes sense with the King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Mental connection that is definitely there. I also feel like you and this person are gonna feel very connected to each other. It's gonna also be an energy where you guys, this is gonna be a very balanced relationship. Um, very very relaxing, very calm relationship as well. I feel like this connection is gonna be very healthy. And I also feel like you guys are gonna very much like understand each other on a very deeper level. Um, Pick up on things, like very much read each other's body languages, very much like you guys are just gonna get each other. This 8 of Wands, this connection will be very fun, very intense. It's like the attraction is very much there. The chemistry is up the charts. Like, I really feel like this connection is gonna be um moving pretty quickly too. I feel like your connections with this person is gonna move very fast, and not in a way where it's like a little alarming or red flaggish, but no, it's giving like with this high priestess too, it's like you guys are very aligned. And I feel like the way that things, because of that, like because of how aligned you guys are and how like compatible you guys are, like this connection is going to move pretty quickly. It's going to progress very quickly. And with this Temperance card here, like I just see this connection being very healthy, very healing for one another. I just feel like this is going to be a very healthy connection. For some of you, this could be your first healthy connection. Um, I really feel like this connection, it's like you guys really balance each other out. Like, for real. You guys definitely balance each other out. This connection is also going to feel very familiar. I can't help but notice this as a cups here. Very familiar bond, but you guys are going to balance each other out. Like, I really feel like this connection is like, I really feel like it is gonna be very flirtatious, very fun. At the same time, not all the time, like you guys are gonna be very good at balancing the romance, but also the stability. Like, it's like I don't see it moving too fast to the point where it's like I said, red flagish, but no, it's like moving at a pace, like this connection is not gonna feel, it's not stagnant. Excuse me. Like, this connection is definitely like things are always progressing here. Like, I really feel like this is healthy because the way you guys communicate as a partner, like since you guys are both coming out as Queen and King of Swords, like I feel like the way you guys communicate things are very much, it's not like you guys are just like arguing all the time and coming at each other's heads. You guys might barely argue, if anything. If you guys do argue, it's more about like this is gonna be a disagreement that you guys are gonna be able to handle maturely. But I really feel like it's gonna be very passionate. This connection will be very passionate, very much like spiritually. You guys gonna feel very connected. Um, very much like in tune with each other. Okay, like you're gonna feel this person's presence when you're not around, and it's like you think about this person, they call you, and vice versa. It's interesting. That's how this connection is gonna be. And like I said, very healing, very healthy, very peaceful connection. It might feel a little boring, because of how healthy it is, but no, it's something that it's something that this connection is, you guys are gonna be both very grateful for. But thank you, Pile One, for watching. I really did enjoy your reading. Very, very lovely relationship, it seems. And yeah, I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'll see you next video. Bye. Hello there, Pile Two. So you chose this pile, to Pile Two, of course. And before we get into the tarot, we are going to, get into a bit of, who this person is, like their personality. We're gonna be using this deck. I'm gonna shuffle and just like see what the bottom of the deck card is, and that will be you know, describing them as a person. And then for your, like, how they're going to perceive you as a person, we're going to use this deck and same method, shuffling into, and then we're going to check the bottom. So let's see. Oh, something fell. This was actually for pile one's person, but we're going to put that back in there. If it comes out again, that's very interesting. Maybe some of you could be from pile one. Maybe pile one, y'all want to read, listen to pile two as well. The fact that I just jumped out like that. But yeah, what is, so Spirit, we're gonna see what is pile two's next romantic partner. What is their personality like? Who are they as a person? Let's see, Spirit. Who are they as a person? One more time, a couple more times. So we have, oh, envision. Envision here at the bottom. Wait, I want to feel like I want y'all to be able to see it correctly. The lighting kind of sucks, so. But envision, the lighting kind of sucks, but envision. I can't believe I hold it up for that long. The lighting didn't change at all. Okay, so envision, that's very interesting. Okay. And then let's see for, you know, how they're going to perceive you. Let's put them over here. How they're going to perceive you, like, you know, like how your personality, how they're going to perceive you. How to next romantic partner perceive them as a person. We have forgive, release. Is it time to release and heal? Interesting. Both of your cards are interesting in comparison to pile one so far. So forgive, release. It is a time to release and heal. Okay, so I mean, honestly, I was shuffling, so I guess it makes sense. I wasn't gonna get another one, but this one to come out. And we have sacred rest, retreat, balance, and restore. Interesting how you have both of these like that. They kind of are in correlation. So, okay. So starting with your person here. Okay, so with the envision card here, your person, like, they're definitely someone who, like, they're always thinking about their future, okay? Literally. They're always thinking about their future, but I also feel like there's somebody who came a long way. Like, they've grown a lot here. This person has grown a lot. Like, they had a lot of cracks in their journey here, but despite that, they're very resilient. And I feel like this is somebody who, they have like a serious, like, when people first meet them, they come across as like very serious kind of person. Like, they're very serious. There's someone who gives like a, you know, I don't play mentality, or, you know, kind of like personality. There's somebody who could be a bit hard to read. Like, you don't really know what this person is thinking, but I feel like as you get to know them, they have a lot more depth to them and a soft spot to them, and like a they're not so serious when you get to know them. Like, I think it's just more of a font, like a front here, or it's just like it's like I said, it's like I feel like they're very protective of their space and their energy, and they don't let everybody see that side of them. This person has overcame a lot of challenges within their life, and I feel like there's somebody who, like, everything they like, it's like whatever action they do, or, like, you know, they, like I said, they always think about how it affects their future. This is somebody who takes their life seriously. This is somebody who, I feel like they're also like, they always have a lot of faith, a lot of they have a lot of faith, they have a lot of optimism for their future. They have a lot of trust in their future and their path and their journey. Like, there's somebody who tends to see the good in things. You know what I mean? Like, they always want to look forward. They always want to look forward with a positive mindset. This person is very determined, very ambitious, and I do feel like they are a serious person. You know, they're serious about themselves, they're serious about their life, they're serious about the ones that they love. They're also, I feel like they're someone who's also very protective. But this is somebody who came a long way. This is someone who matured a lot. They've been through a lot. You might even know about this person. The person could have came from nothing. They probably could have came from poverty. This person could have came from maybe even trauma. Like, they definitely healed through it though. Like, you see like the difference here, and then yeah. Like, I feel like it's like this person, like, even if they're also they show like a lot of gratitude for what they have in their life. Like they're always focused on what they have and not what they lack as well. Because they came from like a lot of struggle and challenges, but they're always grateful that they have something in their life. They're always, if they even if they're not where they want to be, they always tend to like show gratitude towards what they have. But this is people. This person, like a lot of people have a lot of they have a lot of respect. They for people for themselves, and a lot of people have a lot of respect for them. Like this person could be like in a position where they are maybe a boss or like leadership, like a kind of role. I feel like this person, they're a very good planner. They're always this person's very organized and disciplined. But yeah, this person tends to see the best. They tend to stay positive, but they're very discerning. They're not naive. They're not, no, they're very discerning. Um, this person has a lot of strength as well, like not just physically, but emotionally. Very mature person, very grounded, very deep as well, but they don't let everybody see that deepness, that softness to them. Um, like it's like you wouldn't, if you meet this person, you wouldn't expect them to be so sweet and loving and nurturing. Like, not because it's not like, I don't think they're very cold per se. They're not cold. They don't come across as cold, but it's like they're very hard to read and they can have like a resting face. And because, like I said, they're just probably like I said, they don't really show that bubbly, like loving or, side of them. Like, this person, once you get to know them, they'll start revealing that part of them. It will be shocking to you. With you here for the forgive and release and in a sacred rest, how they're gonna perceive you as a person, I feel like they're gonna perceive you as somebody who kind of like, because they are coming across as like maybe serious and always like, having to kind of like put like a little guard up and not let everybody see that side of them. Like they're not, it's not like this person's afraid of vulnerability. They're just like, they sometimes they're a little bit like too guarded and they try to like hide that part of themselves, like they feel like it could be a weakness at times. It's not because they fear it. It's more about like maybe life put them through so much that um they had to like put that up, and that was what's best for them, I guess, to their experiences. But because you have forgive, release, and then it's a time to release and heal, and then you have secret rest, retreat, balance, and restore. As a person, I feel like they perceive you as somebody who, like, like you are very encouraging. Like I feel like you bring out that side, like the side of them that they kind of like, hide from the world. Like you make it. You're somebody who kind of like pushes them to be okay with showing that softness, and like it's like you kind of you're very healing for this person. Like they perceive you as somebody who you're the only one that I feel like you can kind of like encourage them and influence them to let their guard down. Because it's like with this in the time of releasing here, it's like they perceive you as somebody that kind of like, it's like you, like how I explain it, it's like I said, you're somebody who kind of like brings out that side of them that they kind of like shut down a bit and guard themselves to. Like I feel like it's like even their friends or family, when they meet them, when they meet you and their family start knowing about you, it's like they're gonna notice that, like, ever since you've been with whatchamacallit, or like it's like what changed? Like you're like someone, like you're changed now. Like you're more like understanding, you're more like, caring now. Like it's like you kind of like, they perceive you as somebody that's like, you bring out that side of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're very like empowering to be around. You're very it's not like a way where you pressure them to do it. It's like you naturally do it. Like you're just your presence alone is like influential for this person. You restore them. You bring balance to this person. I feel like your energy is very like, I feel like they also perceive you as somebody who can be a bit more introverted though. Like I feel like you're more like to yourself. You're more reserved. But it's like with this person, like it's like you're reserved, but you're not like, I feel like you're not, it's not like you're shy or nothing like that here. I just feel like you're just more to yourself, and I feel like but you have like a very calm energy to you. You know what I mean? You're very healing. Um, I feel like you are a healer, and this person sees you as that, like a healer, someone who's very like in tune and calm and collected and um like I said, you're just very healing for them. You're very forgiving as well. You're very patient. They view you as someone who's very patient. You're a very balanced individual. You know how to balance your feminine and your masculine energy. They view you as someone who's very intuitive as well. You're very intuitive. You're very wise and you're very a deep person as well. Like you're a very pure soul. Like they definitely perceive you as like somebody who's like a hidden gem, you know? Like you're very much a hidden gem and you definitely influence this person to like it's okay to like show that like that side of you. You don't have to guard it up all the time. You don't have to um cover it up, you know? Like it's okay to like show that side of you and be comfortable in it. Like that's you're a person that kind of influence them to do that. Now, let's get into more about your personalities with Arrow here. So, Spirit, can you what is tell me more about pile two's next romantic partner. Like, give me two cards describing this person's personality. Two cards describing pile two's next romantic person's personality. We have Five of Pentacles that just jumped out like that. And we have the King of Wands. And that makes a lot of sense because the King of Wands, he's very visionary. You know what I mean? He likes to envision. You know, he's very visionary. So that makes a lot of sense. I was kind of also like thinking of the King of Wands while I was like reading your person and I saw the words envision. Because literally like King of Wands is like this. You know what I mean? What about and then give me two cards to describe pile two personality, how the person's gonna perceive them. Three of Wands, Ace of Wands. That makes a lot of sense because the Three of Wands is also energy when you're like, you know, looking forward to the future. You're also like it could be a card of like, you know, envisionary but expansion and moving forward and thinking of the future as well. So both of you are and it's interesting how they're facing side and to the side and you're facing they're facing to the side and then the Three of Wands person's facing to the side. And maybe and then the Ace of Wands is here. And if I'm saying it's like I feel like you kind of like you make this person like it's like they perceive you as somebody who like I say, you're very inspirational, you're very influential, like you know how to like make them be okay with I guess like opening up that side of them that's like, you know, like creative, fun and like tapping in with their like with that side of them that's like more vibrant and energetic and like you know because how they their personality, like I said, like they're very have a deeper side of them that they don't let on. But I feel like you're making them get more comfortable with expressing that side of them, not just to you, but to other people, or you know, without like feeling like lost in it, or without feeling like you know it's uncomfortable. But we do have Wheel of Fortune at the bottom, so this connection is definitely fated, definitely destined. You're definitely meant to meet each other here. This connection is definitely yeah, you guys are definitely meant to meet each other. With this person, Five Pentacles, King of Wands, that's what I'm saying. This person, I feel like they've been through a lot of struggle. I was picking that up with the Five Pentacles. It could be an energy of like struggle. You know, you've been through a lot of hardships, a lot of challenges. You know, this could be a card of like literally like homelessness. You know, a card of like yeah, financial hardship or just hardships in general. Like this person's been through a lot, and I feel like with the King of Wands here, despite that, you know, they're and then it even says here with Five Pentacles, some give more. It says give some more. You know, give some more here. And it's like I'm saying, it's like with the King of Wands, it's like I feel like even though they've been through so much, they kind of like, you know, they still like look forward for what's best. You know, King of Wands very visionary. You know, they're still kind of like they still shift their focus to you know wanting to expand their life more, wanting to develop and for their life to kind of continue progressing. Like despite the struggle, they always find a way to overcome it. They came from a lot of challenges, and I feel like you're gonna know this about this person. But no matter what, I feel like this person, they're also very charismatic. So that I feel like they are like in a leadership position because this King of Wands and the Envision, they're very much like I think they could be in a leadership position if they're an entrepreneur, or they're like literally somebody who does, it could be a boss, or even if it's not it, this is somebody who has like a really good leadership skills. Like this is somebody who plans for the future. This is somebody who, they're very optimistic. They're very, they're very optimistic. They tend to expect, they have a lot of faith and a lot of hope in their journey. And this is somebody who I feel like, yeah, they're very charismatic. People gravitate towards them. I feel like people respect them. Like this person, the King of Wands, like usually they're not overly serious, but they do value control, they do like to have control. They like when things are in their control, and they're very authoritative. And it's like with this hero, this King of Wands, they have like spiders on their face, and the crown they have is black. And they're wearing black, so it gives me more of like, like a darker kind of side, like a more serious, darker vibe. They are sitting on their bed and vibing. See, I feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like this person, like, I feel like this could be more of like a mask. Like, I think they're actually like, it's not like they don't fake it. It's like more about like this, like a guardedness, like it's like a kind of like a mask to kind of like, from how they're actually, but I feel like they're like, despite, like I say, they can have a resting face, and I feel like they're hard to read, but I feel like despite this, they're a very relaxing person. They're a very comfortable person to be around. Like, some people can probably like be intimidated by them because of how they look, but I feel like as you get to know them, they're they're sitting on the bed. They're very relaxed and very comforting person, and they're actually someone that you can actually vibe with and sit and be comfortable around and talk to, and this kind of person, you could probably trauma bond with this person, but this person, I feel like they definitely, who they are now is because like, their past, their struggles, their challenges, their life experiences shaped them into who they are now. And I feel like this is somebody who, yeah, they definitely have a lot more than you can, like how you can, than their looks, or how they first perceived. And then with you here with the Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, like as a person, they perceive you as like you're definitely you're very energetic, you're very creative. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they also perceive you as somebody who's very I feel like very like how I explain it, like you like to see the bigger picture in things. You're very beyond. You like to go beyond. You like you don't limit yourself. You're also somebody who's very creative, inspirational as well. Like you're somebody who's inspiring to them, and I feel like the Ace of Wands is here and the King of Wands is like you definitely like you add to this person's life. You know what I mean? You definitely add to their life here. And then these two hands here as well, like I just noticed that too. Like you add to this person's life. It's like the Ace of Wands is a star on this wand, and then the star is being like, it's like in between these people's hands. Like, let me show you. Like I feel like you're definitely somebody who you kind of like, I feel like you're definitely someone who like you add to this person's life here. You add to her life here. um it's like this person, how they perceive you, like they perceive you as somebody who you're always also like you're also looking forward to things. You're also very hopeful, like they see themselves in you. You know what I mean? They're definitely a counterpart energy here. And then three and Ace of Wands together make a Four of Wands too. So definitely feel like they definitely like perceive you as someone who's also like very fun, very stable to be around. Like you're very like comforting. You feel like home to them. You're definitely somebody who they perceive as like very balanced, very stable. You're I feel like you are more like reserved, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think you're shy. Like you definitely get along with others. You're definitely you could be socially like inclined, but I just feel like you have your moments. But like this person, like they perceive you as someone who You're very smart. I feel like you have, you definitely have a brains to you. I can't no help but notice this three of wands with the brain here. Um, but you're also, like I said, very creative and artistic. I feel like they're perceive you as somebody who's like not afraid to get out their comfort zone. You're definitely you like expanding, your life here. You like to try different things. You don't like to just like, yeah, you like to get your comfort zone. I feel like you're also like very talented, creative, and you're very yeah, like I said, influential to them and inspirational in a way. You add to their life here. Um, you're very fiery for sure. And let's see how both of you will show up as a partner, and then how your relationship dynamic will be. But yeah, let's see. So how will group two, how will their person show up as a romantic partner? How will they show up as a romantic partner? Okay, two cards are the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Okay, Wheel of Fortune and Nine of Swords. Interesting. Hmm. How will group two show up as a romantic partner for their pile? How will they show up as a romantic partner? Okay, Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. Very interesting. I like the Queen of Pentacles. That's just how you're showing up. I like that. And how will their overall relationship dynamic look like? How will it be? We have Six of Swords and the Six of Wands. So two sixes here. This could be a soulmate energy. Especially with the well, picking up with the Wheel of Fortune, this could be a destined, fated connection. What's the bottom? The Three of Pentacles. Okay, so let's start off with how they will be as a partner. With this Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords is very interesting. Very interesting here. So, with this Wheel of Fortune here, I do feel like this connection is fated and destined, and I feel like how this person is gonna show up here as a partner. I'm not gonna lie. It's interesting because I feel like this connection could be like a karmic relationship. I feel like this can be like a karmic partner, like a karmic soulmate. You know what I mean? I feel like them meeting you is definitely a part of like some sort of lesson here, some sort of like karmic lesson for them. So I don't know if this relationship is meant to last long or if it is, but this relationship, it's definitely meant to be a lesson and influence your next romantic partner in a way. Like how they're showing as a partner, it's like with this Knight of Swords here, I feel like this person can have like a hard time like overthinking and feeling insecure in their relationships. They get pretty anxious in their relationships, and you do too. I feel like both of this connection could be a karmic relationship, or like I said, karmic soulmate energy like this. But it's like I feel like how they should be a partner, I feel like they might kind of struggle with overthinking. They kind of struggle with feeling a bit anxious in their relationships here. I also kind of feel like they might kind of like as a partner, they're gonna kind of show up like times where they might just struggle with being in their head, and especially with like not just in the relationship though, but maybe in their life in general here. And you're just gonna kind of be a bit healing for them in some way. But I feel like as a partner, they're not really like fully like secure in relationships, in this relationship here. They could be, like I said, a little insecure and anxious. And with this Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like this person could be like a karmic lesson for you, and then you're also a karmic lesson for them. So like how they're showing up a partner, it's like, I don't know if this is, I'm gonna clarify this Wheel of Fortune too. Clarify this Wheel of Fortune. The Ten of Cups. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. All these moons here. Ten of Cups has a moon. The Queen of Pentacles, she has two. The moon, of course, has a moon. And all these moons. So I kind of feel like okay, so with this Wheel of Fortune and Ten of Cups as a clarifier here, like I definitely feel like this person, like I said, you guys are destined to meet each other. And I feel like as a partner, how they show up, they kind of just, with this Nine of Swords, clarifier of the Seven of Pentacles, they might just be a bit anxious and overthinking about just the relationship in general, how they're showing up as a partner. They might, or like, you know, how you're showing up as a partner, like they kind of might just be a bit insecure, like I said, or just like I said, having anxiety and overthinking if this connection, like about the relationship in general, like the investment, the commitments. They're probably not used to having they might kind of like just be a bit anxious about questioning your intentions with them. I don't think they really had a relationship, like a partner like you know what I mean? So they might just be fully like not really like trusting of it, and feeling like, is this actually like genuine? Because with this Wheel of Fortune clarified by the Ten of Cups, I feel like they could have had relationships in the past here. They could have repeated a certain maybe a relationship pattern or a kind of cycle here. And I feel like this connection, it like breaks that. This cycle. Like they show up differently here. I feel like this connection like definitely like makes them realize how, like, I feel like they could have been single for some time before they met you. And I feel like this connection, like, as a partner, like how they show up, like I feel like it's different from what you're used to as well. Like I think you guys are mirroring each other in some way. Like I feel like this connection, like how they show up, they're showing up exactly like how they're supposed to. Like this connection is fated and destined. And I feel like when it kind of comes to the clarifier, like I said, it's like this connection, how they show up, it's like it's definitely like the kind of partner that is like your ideal partner. But how you're showing up is also their ideal partner, because the Queen of Pentacles is here. But I feel like they kind of just be a bit, like I said, they might be in their head about that at first. And they might be a bit anxious and a bit, like I said, about that, overthinking your intentions with them. Interesting. I don't think that's going to happen all the time, but I feel like this person just, I do feel like you're going to be very healing for them, though. You're going to be very healing for them. It makes sense with your cards. I feel like with how you're showing up as a partner, with this Queen of Pentacles and Moon, you're also showing up as, like, I think their ideal partner as well. Like, you're showing up as someone, like, who is, like, wife material, you know, like, someone who he or she can build a life with. You know, you're showing up as, like, very loyal, committed, mature, emotionally balanced, like, very giving, you know? You're definitely giving wife material as how you show up for this person. But with the moon card here, you're also kind of might show up also like very anxious too. You might kind of be a bit anxious and overthinking and having anxiety and fear, and you kind of just might be kind of like you might unintentionally project like something onto this connection because maybe your past relationships or something here. But now that I actually think about it, with this Queen of Pentacles, the moon is like kind of like they're like split in a way, and this moon is like here. And it's interesting how this moon, she's holding a pentacle, and that's random. And the Queen of Pentacles, you know, she has a pentacle, and it's on her necklace, I think. But I kind of feel like you're, as a partner, I think now that I think about it, now that I really think about it, you're gonna kind of like break a illusion or break a fear that this person has within relationships. As a partner, you're showing up as like yeah, like you're healing a fear that they have. You're healing some sort of like emotional wound that they can carry within the relationships here. Maybe they could have gotten hurt before, a cheater or something, betrayed before, and I feel like you're gonna be kind of like breaking that illusion because of how you're showing up as a partner. You're gonna break that illusion. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's really someone that's stable and committed, and like, you know, I just saw 555 on my timer, and 555 is change, transformation. But yeah, you're breaking this illusion and showing this person that you're real. And I think with this Wheel of Fortune, like I said, I feel like as a partner, like how they're showing up, I really feel like both of this connection is giving, like I said, fated, destined. I kind of feel like you're going to catch on quicker than them, though. Because you're very intuitive, and the moon's here, too. You're very intuitive. You're going to catch on quicker than them. That's why it's a time to release and heal, retreat, balance, restore. Like, you're really going to be healing for this person. You're going to show them that it's okay to trust again or something. Like, it's okay to show a side of you. It's okay to trust again. It's okay to be open and not be so, like, you know, because I think this person got hurt before, and they guard up because of that. And I think you're going to be very healing for them and releasing for them. And I think you're going to catch on quickly. I think you're going to be in your head about it too at first, but you're going to catch on quickly. And that's why you're going to be very patient with this person, because the Queen of Pentacles, she's also very patient. You're going to be very patient with them. And I feel like, yeah, that's very interesting. As how the relationship is going to be. That's why I feel like this connection is very healing, because the Six of Swords here, it's like this connection is going to be very much healing for the both of you. This connection is definitely going to be transitioning, and it's like you guys are both going to be healing any past wounds, any past hurts, so y'all can move forward and heal each other. This connection be very healing. And Six of Wands, like very attentive, very this connection is definitely like the Six of Wands could be about success, victory, recognition. You know, Six of Swords, both sixes. That's why I feel like this could be a soulmate connection. But I feel like, yeah, this relationship, how this relationship is gonna be, like I said, very healing, very much like it is gonna be something that very much validates to both of you. Very validating, very like reassuring, very successful connection. A connection that I really feel like is gonna be, like I said, very healing for the both of you, especially this person. This connection is going through a transitioning period, and like I said, it's gonna be healing any past wounds, any past heartbreaks that you guys both could have came from before meeting each other. Clarify the Six of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, like this connection is gonna be very reassuring for the both of you, like reassuring any illusions or reassuring of any like yeah, like overwhelming emotions here. Like it's like you guys are both gonna be kind of just recognizing the other and being very attentive. Like I said, this connection is giving victorious, very successful. very healing, very loving, very reassuring, very comforting. Very validating energy where like you guys are also maybe gonna be showing how proud of you guys of each other, like, you know, be very like supportive and like I said, very validating for the other. But yeah, this is what I'm picking up. Thank you so much for Pile 2 for watching. Looking great, looking good. This is a very interesting reading. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey there, Pile 3. So you guys chose this pile, and before we get into the tarot messages, we are going to oops. We are going to get into, you know, you how your person's personality, like their how their personality is described by using this deck here, and then using this deck we'll see how they will perceive you, like, you know, as a person. So I'm gonna shuffle and then check the bottom of the deck when I, you know, finish shuffling like this to see where their personality and how their personality is described. So how is pile 3's next romantic partner, and how is their personality described, spirit? How is who are they as a person? What is their personality described? So we have witness. Interesting. Witness. Witness. That's very interesting here. Very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Let me put this over here. Now we're going to be describing how they're going to perceive you as a person. How they're going to perceive you. How will pile 3's next romantic partner perceive them as a person, spirit? How are they been perceiving my pile 3? How will their next romantic partner be perceiving them? My pile 3. We have fierce. Stand in your power. Interesting here. Fierce. Stand in your power. Love it here. I love it. I do love it. That's really nice. So starting off with your person here. This person, they're very different. They're very unique, unconventional. I feel like this person, they're very like observant. I feel like this person, I don't really get like a strong introverted or a strong extroverted energy. They're more of an ambivert. But it's like this person, it's like they are always observing others. Like, not in a weird way. It's just they're always aware of their surroundings. I feel like this person, they're also like very deep. I think they can read people, like people's energies, people's eyes. Like I feel like this person, like they can tell who someone is just by their presence and just by their their energy in their eyes. Like it's like, you know, the eyes are like window to the soul, right? That's what they say. Like this person, like really feel like they feel it. Like this is the kind of person, like, you know, when people say like they can like read people's energies and tell who's like, you know, whose energy's off. Like this is the kind of person they can tell when someone's energy is off, like if someone is like not to be trusted, like if this is like not a good person, like, you know, they can tell by their person's eyes. And like I said, not just by that, but their energy too, but mostly the eyes. I feel like this person has like, they're very deep, they're very intuitive, they're very psychic as well. I think this person has very psychic, intuitive abilities. This person could be like an empath as well. This person, like they're very, like I said, they're very observant, and they're also like very unconventional. They see things from different angles. They're somebody who, they're very like, yeah, like they have like a very, like I said, unconventional way of like seeing and thinking, and they notice things like differently than others. They can pick up on like little small things that other people won't notice. They have good eyes, like good ears. They can really hear things. Like they're very discerning as well. This person's very discerning. This person's also very smart, intelligent. I feel like this person like really also likes gaining knowledge, like to read. This person, I feel like they have like a really good eye for art too. They probably like going to art shows. They probably like um looking at me like art museums or something. Like this person, I feel like they're also very like they like to live in the present moment. Like they're very present in their life, you know? Like I feel like this person, they probably be on social media, but I feel like not really. This person, they're kind of out the way for real. They're not really into social media like that for real. They're more about like living in the present moment. I feel like this person's very like in tune with themselves and like I said, their surroundings. This person, they have very good memory as well. They also like they know they pay attention to detail. They notice a lot of things like they can tell if someone's energy's off. Like if you're sad, if you're angry, like they can tell. Like they pick up on those kind of things easily. They know how to read body language. This person is very aware, like self-aware too. But this person, like they, especially when they're interested in someone, they really pay attention to this person. They pay attention to them. All eyes are on them. I feel like the person they're also like very selective. They're very picky with their interests, like with who they, with their love interests. They're very picky with their friends too. This person, like they're not afraid of being alone too, so they'd rather be, in solitude alone and solitary, than to just like associate with somebody who's just not for them. But this person, like I said, they pay very close attention to those, especially those who they love, especially those they love, but they do pay attention to people. Very observant person. With you here, fear standing your power. It makes sense why this person gravitates towards you too, because her eyes too, they're very she has very like intense eyes as well. And then it makes sense that they're drawn to you because you're fierce, you stand in your power. So you're definitely someone who like you also have like a very like they perceive you as somebody who has like a very strong aura, a very strong presence to you. You're definitely somebody who like they view you as very confident and you're very a strong person. You're very strong. You're somebody who you're very confident, you're very like fierce. Like you're somebody who you're very courageous, like you're very like empowering too. Like you're someone who's like you're a very serious person. You're very like real, you're also very discerning. And I think you guys both recognize that about each other. You're very intellectual, you're very witty, you're very smart. You're somebody who like you're such an empowering woman. Like, you're someone who like they perceive you as somebody who like you're like you're not fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think you're the type to call people out on their BS. Like, if you have something to say, you're gonna say it. Like it's not like you're not rude or like that. It's not like you don't usually say anything to say it. It's more about like you tell it how it is. You know what I mean? Like that's why I also feel like you can also be intimidating as well to people, and maybe you don't have much friends because a lot of people nowadays they don't really like honesty. They don't like people who keep it real with them. They like people who enable them, and you're not that. You're also like you're a very strong woman here, and you're also very selective and picky with who you let into your life too. You guys both mirror each other, so it makes sense. You're also very intuitive and very deep with this butterfly here too, but you're very discerning here, and I think you're a very bold person as well. They perceive you as somebody who like you have very beautiful eyes. They love your eyes. They love looking into your eyes. They feel like they're also very intense. Um, they view you as like you kind of give like Queen of Swords energy. I'm not gonna lie, you do kind of give Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands energy combined, or just one or the other. You're very confident. You're very like they view you as like you're very like it's like you're assertive. You're stern, but you're also feminine. You're not masculine. Like you know how to balance both your masculine and your feminine energy. You know what I mean? Like you're real. You're authentic. You're you value truth and honesty. This person perceives you as somebody that's like, you're not afraid to speak your voice. And they love that about you. You're also very grounded, and they you're very they view you as somebody who's very like confident and comfortable in their skin. They view you as a strong woman. They have a lot of respect for you because you command and you have respect for yourself. You command respect from others. You don't play. Like you're also like I said, very picky and very selective with who you let in as well. But you're also like giving a rare breed, like you're definitely they have a lot of respect for you. They view you as someone who's definitely like I say you're a very strong, fierce woman or man, it can go both ways here. But very intuitive, very deep, very depth. You're not serious all the time. You know what I mean? You're just very intentional with who you let into your life and who deserves access to you. You don't just give access to anybody. It's like you walk in a room, they view you as someone who can walk in a room and claim it. Like all eyes on you, like you don't have to try. It just comes, that's just the energy you attract. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get more about your person's personality. So tell me more about Piles One's person's personality. There's so many cards. Hold on. I didn't want to. Not yet. Not yet. Now, don't give me no cards yet. Tell me about Pile One's person's their personality. Tell me more about their personality. King of Pentacles. I love a King of Pentacles. Makes sense. One more card. Oh, they give me 2 cards. Ten of Cups, Page of Swords. I'm not surprised with the Page of Swords because the Page of Swords are very observant. This is somebody who pays attention. They're very observant. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. That's literally like, wow, I'm not surprised. That's here. They're very observant and they pay attention. Like you can see that the birds here. Very observant person. The Page of Swords is literally that. Wow. I like how they're coming out as Ten of Cups, Page of Swords as their personality, and the King of Pentacles. This is really good. And how does Pile 4 person perceive them as a person, like their personality, how they perceive them? Okay, Empress. The High Priestess. Oh my gosh, I'm not surprised. I'll do one more card. I did all the cards like for every other pile like for 2, but since they have 3, I might as well do 3 for you as well. Oh my god, I just saw the Queen of Pentacles. Like I just saw the Queen. Okay, they give you like 4 cards. I'm gonna put this back. That's just too much. Just give me 1 card, please, Spirit. One more card. But I saw the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, they keep giving me 2 cards. Just give me one card, please. 1 card, Spirit. Just 1. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Okay. But sorry about that. They kept giving me so many cards. So in the back we have Hanged Man. I'm not surprised here because literally the Hanged Man, like as your person, like I was like saying that they're very like have an unconventional way of thinking. They see things differently. They very much like I have a very unconventional way of seeing and thinking and communicating. And they're also very much they see things from different angle. They see things from different perspectives. They're very observant and they like to reflect on things. The Hanged Man, literally, like this makes so much sense with their person. Like this is so like I like this. This is confirming a lot here. I was already picking up with your personalities is just confirming. Starting with your person, of course. The King of Pentacles, I like the King of Pentacles. I love the King of Pentacles, actually. Their personality, they're someone who's very stable, very hardworking, very mature, very mature, very stable, very much like they're someone who values, they have like they value family, they value they're very traditional too. They value stability. They value like they're somebody who values like how I say it, like structure. They value structure and stability for sure. And like I said, the King of Pentacles, there's somebody like who's giving also like a provider energy. There's somebody who they're because they don't just like they value their time. They value their time and in their investment. So it's like they don't just like, you know, they're very business, so they're very picky with who they give their energy to. Because King of Pentacles, like he values like stability for like solid foundations, you know, real connections. He's not gonna just form a connection with anybody. You know what I mean? He's very picky with who he just commits to and provides for, and you know, invests his time into. Ten of Cups, he's someone who, this person's also very emotionally like fulfilled. You know, this person, they're very they do value connection. They do value family. They want a family of their own. Like, look at this King of Pentacles, King comes. The King of Pentacles want a family of his own too. But he wants, this person, they want a family of their own. And personality-wise, they're definitely very, like, loving, very, they like, you know, toward people who they really do, like, you know, care about. Like, they're somebody who, they're emotionally deep. You know, they're emotionally, in tune with themselves and others. That's why they're very much, like I said, observant. And this person can be an empath. This person, they're very happy. They're a very happy person. So they're like this because like they value their peace, they value their happiness, and they don't just let everybody, you know, get access to that, because anybody can just come in there and disrupt your happiness and your peace, you know? So that's why this person's like this. Page of Swords, like this person is very observant. They pay attention to detail. They're very, discerning as well. They're like, they're just somebody who like I'm saying, this person is, they're very like cautious and guarded. That's why they're so observant, you know, with who's around. They're very aware of their surroundings, you know. They're very much also like I feel like this person, like they're very like intentional with who they speak to. They don't just communicate with anybody. They don't just like let everybody, like, you know, they don't just have a conversation with anybody. They don't really like surface level conversations. They're learning that about themselves. They're always learning about themselves, or they're always learning about others. They're very like, yeah, they're very picky with who they communicate with, like who they, because this person, they're very reserved here because they value deep, genuine connections. This person's very like, they're not like this because they're an asshole or nothing like that, or they're not friendly. No, this person just, they just like they're very happy. They're very content. They're very emotionally fulfilled. You know what I mean? There's somebody who, they're very imaginative. They're very, you know, they're a dreamer. You know what I mean? They're someone who, like, you know, they said they're very happy and emotionally fulfilled here. They're a very happy, emotionally fulfilled person. They're very peaceful. They're very content with themselves. It's not the Nine of Cups, but the Ten of Cups is even better. The person, like like I said, they're very family oriented too. With you, how they view you, the Empress, High Priestess makes sense. Like with the stand your power, fierce. Then, like I said, I was like saying, you just gives Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands energy. But look, I'm not surprised that the Empress came out, because the Empress, she's all the queens. So I should have known better. I should have said, because look, what's interesting too is the butterfly is right here near the corner, and the fierce, remember, there's a butterfly here as well. Interesting here. And then she has flowers. She's wearing flowers, like I forgot what that's called. Yeah, hold on. She's wearing that around her head. And then the Queen of Wands, I mean, the Emperor, she's wearing that kind of crown as well, like a flower crown, which is very much interesting here. And then she also has like this plant at the edge of her card, and so does the Empress. Just different colors, but it still applies. Very interesting. And then she gives the colors that the fierce person has, the High Priestess. They have like the same color palette. You know? So it makes sense here. Like how they view you as a person, they view you as like very loving, very nurturing. You're very much confident in your own skin, in your own you know, you're very, yeah, you're just very like comfortable in your own skin, and you're also very like loving and very feminine. You know, you're, like I said, you're very feminine. You know how to balance your feminine and your masculine. You're very intuitive, you're very deep, you're very, you know, you're very observant as well, and you're very the Empress, she's in her power. She knows she's about self-worth, self-value, and she's very powerful. She's the Empress, you know. I love how they're both out in nature. The high priestess, like she's very, like I said, very intuitive, very like knowledgeable, very discerning. You're very observant as well. Like, you know, you're also very picky with who you let into your life here. You're definitely they view you as somebody who's like, you're definitely wife material. You're definitely like, you're very intuitive, you're very deep. I was already picking it up. Like, they view you as that. They perceive you as somebody who's like also like very grounded. You're very like, you know, like I said, you're very picky, you're reserved with who gets access to your energy. You don't just let everybody have access to you. You know what I mean? Like the high priestess, she don't just let everybody have access to this secret knowledge, or just to her as well. She's also very mysterious and, like I said, very intuitive and very deep, and has spiritual knowledge here. And she's standing here too. And she's standing in her power, and the Empress about that, the self-worth, self-value, her power. You're very empowering with these two cards here. They're very feminine, very empowered, very intuitive, and they just see you as a very like beautiful, like confident woman who knows herself, and who's, you know, you don't just let everybody in your energy. You're not cold, you know what I mean? You're not cold at all. You're very nurturing, very loving, but you're very discerning with that. Because Three of Pentacles, like, they also perceive you as like a somebody who's, you know, you're also like, you know, you're someone who's, you know, you're easy to get along in a way. You know, you're not, I feel like they also perceive you as like someone who's very like, you give like a teacher, like a leadership energy, because I'm painting it to this person here. Like, you're very like, you're very like you know how to like lead people. You know, you're very much like, they perceive you as somebody who knows how to take control, because she's fierce, she stands her power. You know how to take control, you know how to guide others, you know how to lead others, you know how to take control of a situation, you know how to be the captain, the leader, you know, the person who's in charge, you know, like they perceive you as somebody who's also like very like collaborative. Like, you know, you like to maybe you're also you're thriving in your business endeavors. Maybe you're very like, you're very much good at business and making deals and cooperating with other people. Like, you're very good at that energy. Maybe they perceive you as somebody like that. Like, you have like a really good business ideas and business and you know how to like introduce that to people and explain that to people. They also perceive you as somebody who's like, you know, you're like, you can like someone who they can build with, because of King of Pentacles, you know. So you're someone that they can build with. They can see themselves building a stable foundation with you. But yeah, like, let's see how they show up as a partner, and let's see how you show up as a partner. They already come in as King of Pentacles though, as who they are as a person. So imagine them as a partner. How does Pile 3's person show up as a partner? We have Eight of Cups. Interesting card here. One more card. How they show up as a partner? The Tower. Interesting. Very interesting. What's interesting is that the Tower, there's also an eye right here. And the Witness card, you know, it's an eye. And they're near the same color, like hazel. Your person can have hazel eyes. They could have hazel eyes. They don't have to, but they could have very, like, you know, beautiful eyes that's unique, or, you know, like shaped, or they just have, but they have intense eyes. But sheesh, interesting. I didn't expect these two cards, and I didn't expect this here, this correlation with the eyes. How will Pile 3 show up as a romantic partner? How will they show up as a partner? Ace of Pentacles, okay, one more card. Queen of Cups, interesting. I love this. And how will their relationship go? What's the overall relationship energy? How will the relationship be? How will things go? How will the relationship be? We have Six of Pentacles. I love it. One more card. And Four of Cups. Very interesting. And what's the bottom of the deck? The Ace of Swords. Very interesting here. Very interesting. Under is a Four of Wands. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Interesting. For real. We're going to start with your partner, of course. With the Eight of Cups and Tower here, as a partner, this person, like, I'm going to clarify the Tower. Clarify this Tower. The Sun. Okay. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Because your partner, interesting. I didn't expect that. The Knight of Cups. Interesting. I didn't expect this, to be honest. The Hangman, the lovers was trying to fall out. But we have the Hangman at the bottom again. Like before. So your partner, okay. Your partner, how they show up, they're different than what you're used to. They're definitely different than what you're used to. How they show up as a partner with this, I'm going to start with the Eight of Cups, clarify about the Knight of Cups. They're definitely, like, showing up as, okay, like, I feel like emotionally, they're the kind of person that kind of, like, values, like, kind of, like, their own, like, you know, their own space and stuff like that, of course. But I get more of, like, when things get, like, maybe emotionally, like, intense or emotionally, like, you know, like too emotional or too, like, you know, like a little stressful, they kind of tend to, like, detach from it, not in the way where they're breaking up with you and leaving you and neglecting you, but they're kind of partner that needs space. So, you know, there's partners that actually are like that. They're not trying to leave because they're not trying to take space because they're avoiding it. No, they're the kind of partner. I think this person's the kind of partner where they need, like, take space to kind of reflect and think about their emotions and how they're feeling and how to express themselves. Because with the Knight of Cups, they're not stepping away to, like I said, emotionally, like, avoid, but how to maybe express themselves, like, wait, so they can have time to think and reflect and gather how they should, like, express themselves emotionally. So they're the kind of partner that does take a step back to have some space to basically express themselves. Okay, I do feel like your partner, they're definitely very attentive and they're very, like, loving and, like, I think they have a romantic side to them too. They're very deep and they're very emotionally, like, expressive and emotionally there and present. It's just when things do get a bit, like I said, emotional, like a little, like, maybe whether there's a disagreement or a conflict, it kind of tends to have take a step back. Let me stop, like, let me mumbling, like, not mumbling, stuttering. Your person must probably have a large hard time putting words together. That's what they have a time, like, maybe to step back and communicate what they have to say. Because I feel like at the time they might not really know what to do. They just be a bit all over the place, like what I'm doing now. I'm surprised I'm stuttering. Wow. So I'm picking up your person's energy very, very a lot here. But yeah, like, I feel like with this Tower here, though, clarify about the Sun, like, your person, I feel like they, as a partner, they're gonna show up, like, I feel like they're a very intense person. They definitely are very intense, and I feel like as a partner, they're gonna kind of like, as a partner, they're showing up as, like, how I explain it, because it's clear about the Sun. I'm trying to explain it into better words here. Like, I feel like this person, they're gonna kind of challenge your, like, your view on love, okay? Like, how they show up as a partner, it's different than what you're used to. And it's like, I feel like it's gonna be a little triggering for you. Like, they're definitely different in their, but I feel like they're more healthy because the Sun has clarified by it. Like, I feel like how this person shows up, like I said, they're different than what you're used to. Like, I think how they show up is challenging your patterns in your relationships or something here. It's challenging your view on love in some way. Because it's clarified about the Sun here, and I feel like I don't feel like your partner, how they're showing up is like toxic and they're all over the place and they're dramatic. No, because I feel like they're a very intense partner. Like they're kind of, I feel like how they show up as a partner, like I said, it's just gonna be clashing with what you're used to. Like if you're used to toxicity, then your partner, they're not toxic. They handle things more health in a healthy way, and it's going to be a bit unusual for you. And I feel like it's going to be a bit triggering for you because you might think that they're doing this because they don't like you or because they're like, it's just like I say, you're not used to it. So you kind of like unintentionally like see it as something that it's not. But I feel like your person, like how they show up, it's just like they're showing up genuine, they're showing up open, they're showing up honest, they're showing up healthy, and like, they're actually like I just feel like this person's like how they show up with partner is very intense. Like I said, not what you're used to, and a bit challenging than what you're used to, basically. Okay, because I also feel like as a partner, this person's gonna be challenging you as well as a partner. Like they're the type to kind of like be challenging for you. Like they're the type to kind of like this person, like I feel like not like I said, not only are they challenging your beliefs and your love life, like, but they're also, like I said, challenging you in a way where I feel like there's certain patterns that you do that they're gonna kind of like call out and bring out in the open and kind of expose you in a way. They're gonna kind of be exposing some of your patterns in your love life. And I feel like I'm kind of surprised because this kind of person, like, they don't seem like the type to kind of like, deal with that. But I feel like it's because they see your potential with the Ace of Pentacles here too, and because they view you as this. I feel like you, in some way though, I kind of feel like you can be a bit stubborn at times, which makes sense with your fears here, how you are, like you're standing your power. You're the type that's kind of like a bit stubborn at times, and you know what I mean, kind of rigid at times. Like you like to be you like to be in control at times, in power at times. But this person, they're like kind of challenging that to you for you, and kind of like exposing maybe some ways that you kind of need to like release in some ways, like some patterns and some sort of like some patterns and traits that you need to kind of like release because it's like not working. It's not something that kind of like you can't keep upholding it in this kind of relationship with this person. But I feel like they're gonna be, like I said, that's how I'm picking up with them. With this with you as you how you're showing up as a partner with this Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups here. I feel like as Ace of Pentacles, like you're definitely showing up as like you're definitely like, because Ace of Pentacles is about beginnings. So I think you're learning how to be more healthy, how to show up as a healthier partner. Like I think how you're showing up as a partner, you're definitely learning on how to be more healthy. Like you're showing up more stable, like you're planning to see be more stable, you're being more slow, more intentional as well in your relationships. With the Queen of Cups here, I think you're learning how to be more open and more soft. Okay, interesting. Because what's interesting is because I was already picking up with your fierce energy that they might perceive you as Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. Um, and that's two queens. And I feel like, the Empress, she makes up all the queens. And then, yeah, and then the Queen of Cups is here, so that's the third queen, right, I guess. And the Ace of Pentacles could be, it's not the Queen of Pentacles, but the Queen of Pentacles, she have Pentacles. So that's like four. So it makes sense. So I think this person's kind of like how you should be as a partner, you're learning how to be more emotional. Like you're learning how to like kind of let your guard down and like be more emotionally like open and not like always like on guard and like strong and like trying to be all fierce and like Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands mode. Like you're learning how, like I think as a partner you're showing up on how to learn with the Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, on how to be more emotionally like expressive, how to be more healthy, how to be more empathetic, how to be more sensitive, how to be more emotionally like empathetic and more emotionally in tune. Like I think you're gonna show up as that. You're showing up as like becoming more healthy and like being emotionally expressive, emotionally open, emotionally like yeah. empathetic, how to be more in tune with your emotions, like, and I see you really like being more emotionally understanding, because I think maybe you're not used to, like, because this person does have need space, when there maybe things are not how they are, things are not going that well between two of you. They just have to take space, and I think you might have to be more understanding that that this space isn't a threat to your relationship. It's not them walking away from you. It's them learning how to get better, like how to express themselves and how to like emotionally like come forward to you, basically express themselves. So I think you're gonna be learning about that tier two, how to be more empathetic and understanding emotionally. And the Ace of Pentacles, you're like I think that's something that you're learning, how to be more healthy. Ace of Pentacles is it's an ace, so it's the beginning, it's a start of something. And I do feel like you showing up as partner, you're also like you're showing up as like going to be, you're definitely showing up as committed, loyal, and planting the seed, and and growing in some way. But you're definitely learning how to be more healthy, definitely, and more emotionally balanced. Because the Ace of Pentacles pointing towards the Queen of Cups is like something that I feel like, yeah. Because this Tower card here, as how they're showing me as a partner, is definitely challenging for you and a bit triggering for you, and it's going to be revealing because their eye is here. So it's like how they show up, the way it's like how the eyes, like how it's also like these lines that kind of give like an outwardly. So it's making me feel like how they're showing up here, how their intensity is showing up here. Because they're a witness, they observe things, they pick up on things. Like they're the type to call you out, they're the type to realize and notice things about you. And I feel like it's gonna be a bit it's gonna like basically they're just gonna kind of crumble down and break any patterns that you could be used to. But really, with the Sun as a clarifier, it's positive. It's something that's gonna be good for the both of you, good for you. It's something that like this person showing up as genuinely themselves or something, and they're maybe exposing certain parts of you. But you get it, right? With the combining energies, because it's Hanging Man at the bottom too, like this person sees things from a different perspective. The that this energy around them too, it gives Sun, and see things from different perspectives. So they might kind of like, yeah, you get it. So yeah, with the Six of Pentacles, Four of Cups, as how your relationship is going to be. The Six of Pentacles here, I do see this connection being very balanced, very fair. I do see reciprocity being something in this relationship. I feel like it's going to be mutual benefit here. Like I see fairness, balance here, mutual respect. Like you guys both, it's not going to be a one-sided connection. You guys are both putting in effort. It's not going to be one-sided. No one's over giving at all or under giving. This connection will be surrounded around that fairness, respect, balance. It makes sense because of how you guys are both showing up. You guys both value that, and the King of Pentacles values that. With the Four of Cups here, I'm going to clarify that. Clarify Four of Cups. So she's wearing headphones, so she's really ignoring that cup and her surroundings. It's clarified with the Six of Swords. So I really do feel like this connection is definitely gonna be, because I'm saying when you're learning how to be Queen of Cups, and it's like she's putting headphones and ignoring this cup that's being offered, and it's clarified by the Six of Swords. I think you're learning. I think you guys are both gonna be learning patterns to like that you guys have to navigate through. Like I feel like you both are learning like patterns that you guys both kind of ignore. But I think mainly you though. Mainly you. Like I think you're gonna also learn like this person, like with the space thing, you're gonna respect it, but I also feel like you're gonna be also challenging them to kind of like, because I think they used to maybe be more of an avoidance, and I feel like now they're doing it in a way that's healthy. I think you're kind of calling it out and you're kind of challenging them too. And it's like they're kind of challenging you to be more emotionally open and expressive. Like you guys are both challenging each other with Six Pentacles, both gonna be both like challenging each other to face your emotions and to do it differently this time. So it's like healing that pattern of that y'all been kind of doing, like letting go of any past anything that's like that y'all carried on from the past, like and this connection could be very much transitioning, both of you. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm picking up here. Thank you for watching, Pal, for very interesting reading. I'll see you next video. Bye.